Graduands, guests, colleagues, I declare this ceremony open. Please be seated. As Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I welcome you to this graduation ceremony for students from the Department of Construction Management in the School of Architecture, Design and the Built Environment. Welcome also our honorary graduand, Sir Roger Carr. The university takes great care in offering these invitations, and we're delighted when persons of such distinction agree to join our community. I know, Sir Roger, that you will be an inspiration to our students and look forward to hearing your thoughts later in our proceedings. Today's event is being live streamed, and so welcome also to family and friends from around the world who are joining us for this ceremony. All our graduation ceremonies are very special, but this year particularly so, because they're the first ever to be held in our own university hall. This hall was built in 1854. It was severely bomb damaged in 1941, so extensive repairs were necessary, and in 1972, the building was granted listed status. 2 years ago, it was taken over by the university, and since then, a programme of restoration has been carried out by our estates team to give this gracious old building a new purpose. So I hope that you will treasure the memories of today as much as we do. This fine venue is now forever part of your individual stories, as much as it is part of the collective history of Nottingham Trent University. Graduation is a memorable event in anybody's life. It marks the end of a journey of academic endeavour. It signifies the successful conclusion of one stage of life and the beginning of the next. And these ceremonies are a highlight of the academic year for us. They're a time when we celebrate and share in the success of our students, and I'd like to congratulate each one of you personally on your academic achievements. However, no one makes this academic journey entirely on their own. And I ask you, therefore, to pause for a moment and remember those who've supported you along the way, in particular, your families, your friends, and your tutors. Graduands, please join me in a round of applause to thank all of those, whether they're sitting below you in this hall or watching around the world, who've helped you on this journey. Graduation ceremonies are also an opportunity to celebrate the successes of the university over the past year. And 2018 is a significant year for Nottingham Trent University, a year of remarkable achievements during which we reached our 175th anniversary. Our recent successes are grounded in 175 years of tradition, starting with the Nottingham Government School of Design, our founding college. Opened in 1843, the focus then, to support the development of skills and innovations to drive economic prosperity, continues to characterise NTU today. The accolades that we've received this year recognise our excellence in learning and teaching, linked to our ambition to transform the lives of over 30,000 students who study with us. Firstly, Nottingham Trent University is the Times Higher Education University of the Year, the most prestigious award within UK higher education. We're also proud to be the Times and Sunday Times Good University Guide Modern University of the Year. The active way that we engage with employers and thus enhance the employability of our graduates underpinned this award. And NTU was awarded Gold Standard in the National Teaching Excellence Framework sponsored by the government. Here, the commentary reads, and I quote, "Based on the evidence available, the panel judged that Nottingham Trent University delivers consistently outstanding teaching, learning, and outcomes for its students. It is of the highest quality found in the UK." Now, I know that most prospective students and many of their parents look at the league tables published in national newspapers. I've already mentioned our recent recognition in the version in the Times and Sunday Times. However, the latest ranking, published in The Guardian, probably gives the best representation of the current standing of UK universities, and that put NTU 16th in 121 institutions. Now, of course, the achievements of the university overall are built upon the exceptional education provided to our students in each of our schools. And I'd like to share briefly with you a few highlights from your own school. With almost 3,000 students, the School of Architecture, Design and the Built Environment has a rich tradition of working in close partnership with the professions, including industry advisory boards and strategic industry partnerships. Teaching is a collaboration of academics, visiting experts, and industry partners, working together to enrich course content and deliver the knowledge and skills that industry expects. Courses in the Department of Construction Management have been ranked 9th in the country in the 2019 Complete University Guide League tables, and students on BSc Construction Management awarded us a score of 100% satisfaction in the National Student Survey. 4 students from within the department were in the top 100 students in the country invited by the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors to participate in a World Built Environment Summit. Many of our past graduates, now alumni, are in senior executive roles in industry, including directors of large construction companies, and they remain active supporters of their courses. Their career successes lead to ever more placement and diverse employment opportunities for current students and graduates. An alumnus was recently appointed as the Director of Projects for Rolls-Royce, and one of our alumni is working for the United Nations Resettlement Programme. Guests, students, colleagues, for everything that we have achieved together this year, please join me once again for a big collective round of applause. I now invite the Dean of the School of Architecture, Design and the Built Environment, Dr. Andrew Knight, to read the names of today's graduands, and the Vice-Chancellor will admit you to your degrees.
I now invite the stewards to bring forward the graduands. Vice-Chancellor, the following have qualified for awards from the School of Architecture, Design and the Built Environment. Master of Science degree in Project Management, Gaida El Arami. Hadley McKinley. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Construction Management, Samarth Doshi. Sohail Ghafoor. The following student also receives the prize of Turner Townsend for the most improved student on the BSc Hons Construction Management course, Hoang Ha. Hassan Imtiaz. The following student also receives the prize of Wilmot Dixon for the Best Construction Management Project Group Performance, Callum Mason. Joshua Myers. Kieran O'Neill. Sophie Ward. The following student also receives the Chartered Institute of Building Certificate of Excellence for the best overall performance on the course and the Volker Fitzpatrick Prize for the best overall performance in the final year. Lauren Alsop. Connor Arnold. The following student also receives the prize for the Acadis Award for the Most Innovative Dissertation, Ryan Barnes. Jack Birch. James Brentnell. Jake Davis. Dominic Ford. Christopher Hill. Stephen Millington. Gregory Newbold. Daniel Nuttall. Simon Reeve. Michael Yates. Ethan Ansell. Adam Butler. Lewis Careford. Nicholas Charalambus. Daniel Coulon. Abina Ibizi. Luke Guthrie. Aidan Harris. Billy Hayes. The following student also receives the prize of Wilmot Dixon for the Best Construction Management Project Group Performance, Joshua Mars. Adam McKenna. Samuel Morris. Harry Peacock. The following student also receives the Wilmot Dixon Prize for the Best Construction Management Project Group Performance, Tyler Penwill. Chado Runwea. Safadine Salomon. The following student also receives the Wilmot Dixon Prize for the Best Construction Management Project Group Performance, Scott Smith. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in quantity surveying, Lawrence Barton. Sean Derrick. Owen Douglas. Keval Correa. Jack McLaughlin. Oliver Malloy. William Mullins. Ching Ung. Jacob Roche. Naftali Shumba. Jagjivan Singh. Harry Steele. Nathan Beastle. Liam Cartledge. Sam Chalmers. Daniel Clover. Thomas Halloran. Travis Oxley. Matthew Pearson. Aidan Ragg. The following student also receives the Chartered Institute of Buildings Certificate of Excellence for the best overall performance on the course and the Mark Scarth Volker Fitzpatrick Prize for the best overall performance in the final year. Deborah Smith. Joseph Stewart. James Tinkler. Liam Doyle. Galal Haya. The following student also receives the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors Prize for Best Dissertation. Haydar Jabbar. Lewis Jackson. Daniel St. George. The following student also receives the Acasta Consulting Prize for Best Dissertation. Thomas Whaley. Vice-Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of awards to the first group of students from the School of Architecture, Design and the Built Environment. I am pleased to invite Melanie Curry to the stage to give the oration for our honorary graduate, Sir Roger Carr, and to present him to the Vice-Chancellor to receive his award.
Vice-Chancellor, guests, it is my pleasure and privilege to invite Sir Roger Carr, Chairman of BAE Systems plc, to come forward to receive an honorary doctorate at this afternoon's graduation. a world leader in engineering and technology, employing some 83,000 people in over 40 countries in the production of equipment and the provision of services across military air, maritime, land and cyber domains. Sir Roger Carr has been chairman of BAE Systems since 2013. Prior to this, he held a number of senior appointments, including chairman of Centrica, chairman of Cadbury, deputy chairman of the Court of the Bank of England, deputy chairman of the BBC Trust, and president of the Confederation of British Industry. Throughout his career, he has also served on key external committees, including the Manufacturing Council of the CBI, the Higgs Committee on Corporate Governance, and Business for New Europe. Sir Roger Carr is a Fellow of the Royal Society for the Encouragement of the Arts, a visiting Fellow of Saïd Business School, a companion of the Institute of Management, and a member of the Prime Minister's Business Advisory Group. Sir Roger Carr has had a distinguished career and is known as a city grandee. Sir Roger was knighted for services to business in the Queen's New Honours list in 2011. Sir Roger is no stranger to Nottingham, having attended Nottingham High School. Even closer to home, he is an alumnus of Nottingham Business School. As Deputy Dean of Nottingham Business School, I take great pride in meeting our alumni and learning what they have taken from their experience. One of the things that stands out for me in Sir Roger's career is how he has championed female talent. He has said many times, and I quote, "I've always believed that companies were mad not to promote females in the workplace. Why would you waste half of the world's population of talent?" Sir Roger is a founding member of the 30% Club, which campaigns for more women on boards and better networking and mentoring for those aspiring to be future leaders. Sir Roger has ensured the companies he has led have embedded this in their practice, a true mark of a leader. Vice-Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to present to you Sir Roger Carr, being a person distinguished in eminence and by attainments for the conferment of the degree of Doctor of Business Administration, honoris causa, in recognition of his significant contribution to business, industry, and public service.
Deputy Dean, thank you so much for your very kind introduction. I'm delighted to join you all today. As Melody said, this is very familiar territory. As you graduate from a great institution, which was, and I think this is a terrific achievement, the Times University of the Year in 2017, you leave with achievements that will form the bedrock of your CV and the cornerstone of your lifetime success. And with that, I congratulate you all. Terrific achievements. I'm sure that today, you must be very proud of what you've done, of the achievements that you've made, excited, probably, about the future, certainly, and perhaps a little apprehensive about what lies ahead. For my part, I am acutely aware of how soon the anticipation of what is to come becomes the reflections of what has been. For myself, I remember leaving here approximately 50 years ago, and I remember that as though it were yesterday. I was part of a fortunate generation where jobs were more plentiful than people. University education was free. Home ownership was considered to be the norm. are not a dream, and pensions at the end of a career were simply the guaranteed reward for a lifetime's work. So much has changed. For you, the environment will be more challenging, technology driving the pace of change at an ever-increasing rate, globalization consistently increasing the competition that you face. But whilst technology will bring the benefits of choice and amazing opportunities that we can only imagine today, in the 21st century, the qualifications you have achieved to date will simply be the entry ticket for a career that will require a commitment to lifetime learning. It is important, however, to remember as things change in what you do, there are some things that I have found to be important and should be a constant in the way that you do it. So I offer this brief advice. First, be authentic in how you do what you do, true to yourself and genuine with others. Look in the mirror, do not play to the gallery. Second, be consistent in your efforts, focusing on the daily task, recognizing that a job well done today will build the building block of an ambition achieved tomorrow. Third, have integrity in the way that you do it, simply because it is the right thing and therefore the right thing to do. And lastly, and most of all, be enthusiastic about what you do. It is the magic ingredient that gives you energy and inspires others in their endeavors. And in being enthusiastic, remember to be resilient in meeting all the challenges that life will present to you. Always remember that things are never as good or as bad as they appear at first sight. Finally, a very special thanks to the Vice-Chancellor and the University for this award. It is an absolute privilege to receive it and a pleasure to be with you all here today to mark what for you all is a very special occasion. I wish you all well in the next exciting chapter of your life. Thank you.
Vice-Chancellor, the following have also qualified for awards from the School of Architecture, Design and the Built Environment. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Quantity Surveying and Construction Commercial Management. The following student also receives the Society of Construction and Quantity Surveyors Prize for the highest student achievement in measurement studies. Adhir Binti Aslan. Raj Chauhan. The following student also receives the Turner Townsend Prize on Quantity Surveying and Construction Commercial Management, Ricardo Fernandez. Kieran Hurley. Quan Win Lu. Padraig Lynch. Jacob Storm. Luke Askill. Spencer Cave. Dominic Colby. Luke Collins. Luke Jordan. Samuel Edwards. The following student also receives the Morgan Sindel Prize for creating a relationship between quantity surveying and social value. Oliver John. Nicholas Koluda. Daniel Nicholas. The following student also receives the Professor Roy Morledge Prize for Best Overall Performance in Quantity Surveying Practice and Procedures. Hannah North. Alexander Shaw. Sukraj Singh Johal. Oliver Spencer. Scott Walters. Charlie Bain. Samuel Bennett. The following student also receives the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors Prize for the Best Dissertation. Adam Charlton. Francis Conlon. Benjamin Cook. George Evans. Ryan Franklin. Jack Greening. The following student also receives the Lango Rourke Prize for Innovation Within Construction. Junaid Hussain. David Lark. Samuel Marshman. Joseph Massingham. Jonathan Patterson. The following student also receives the Chartered Institute of Building Certificate of Excellence Prize for the Best Overall Performance on the course and the Lango Rourke Prize for Innovation Within Construction. Joseph Pritchett. The following student also receives the Lango Rourke Prize for Innovation Within Construction. Luke Sims. Vice-Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of awards from the School of Architecture, Design and the Built Environment, and concludes the presentations of awards at this ceremony. Toby Watson. It's not there, is it? Okay. Okay. Toby Watson. Who also received the Lango Rourke Prize for Innovation within Construction. And Christopher Winstanley, who receives the Lango Rourke Prize for Innovation within Construction. Right, Vice-Chancellor, that does conclude the presentation of awards from the School of Architecture, Design and the Built Environment and concludes the presentation of awards to students at this ceremony. In absentia, Vice-Chancellor, I invite you to confer degrees on those students who have not been presented to you in person but have also indicated they wish their awards to be conferred in their absence. I certify that these students are worthy of their degrees and I stand as proxy. Josh Mars, who earlier received a Bachelor of Science degree with honours in construction management, will now propose the student vote of thanks.
Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow graduates, thank you all for coming today, and firstly, congratulations to all who are graduating. I'm sure my fellow peers can vouch for me when I say that the last 3 to 4 years has been a demanding but rewarding journey. It's not been easy balancing a degree, extracurricular activities, and a social life. Some more focused on than others, but I'll let you decide on that one. The course here at Nottingham Trent University for myself and many others began in 2014, almost 4 years ago now, which is hard to believe, with many of us from all over the country questioning what a construction manager actually did. But that first year provided us with a great understanding of the construction industry and how it operates. It also demonstrated the varying career paths that this degree can take you. But most of all, it taught us that Northerners and Southerners can get along. Second year delved into the ongoings of the construction industry in greater detail, highlights of the year being a week-long engineering surveying trip to the Lake District. After just one action-packed day full of trigonometry and coordinate plotting, a hard-fought group decision was made to locate the nearest pub. I think a newfound respect for engineers was developed that week. The majority of us then went on to undertake our 1 year in industry, many of us obtaining our placement with large contractors such as Volkers Fitzpatrick, Crowd Ace Homes and Mace, all of which the university has a history of strong relationships with. This allowed us to implement what we had learned throughout our first 2 years at university and hopefully make an impact on a live project. Not only this, but I think I speak on behalf of everyone who undertook a year in industry when I say it contributed massively, not only to our development of knowledge of the industry, but also to ourselves as well. So despite the 5:30 and 6 a.m. alarms, which I'm sure we're all in for now, it was an invaluable year which allowed a large proportion of us to secure jobs, which a number of us have started. Final year then seemed to fly by as a combination of 2 a.m. library sessions, begging people to fill in your dissertation questionnaire, and being envious from the library window of freshers heading on a night out. The year just gone has certainly made for the most trying period at university due to the demanding and heavy workload. Nonetheless, perseverance has paid dividends for everyone graduating here today, and of course, a large contributor to that is the hard work and patience of all the lecturers and tutors at the university. And while I'm sure the flood of 3 a.m. emails hours before coursework deadlines wasn't what you signed up for, we are thankful for your guidance and tolerance over the years in helping us progress, not only as students, but also as people. I'm sure everyone will join me in a round of applause for the lecturers here today. Finally then, I'm sure the mass majority of graduates in this room have had significant support from friends, family and parents back home, and although you thought you'd got rid of us back in first year, you have been there to support and guide us to get to this point, even if that meant propping us up on the odd occasion because we'd spent our loan on one too many Heineken. So I think a round of applause is in order just for that. So again, congratulations to everyone graduating today, and thank you to all who have contributed in helping us get to this point. Best of luck to everyone moving forward in their careers and future endeavours. Thank you.
Graduates, doesn't that sound good? Graduates of 2018, let me have my congratulations to those of the Pro-Vice-Chancellor and wish you every success for the future. And my particular thanks to our honorary graduates, Roger Carr, for being with us today and sharing his experience with us. He mentioned towards the end of his thoughts and advice, resilience. So Andrew thought he'd test the resilience of 2 students in the school to see what they'd do if they were called forward and their names weren't read out. This is the sort of teaching you get from colleagues in the School of Architecture, Design and Built Environment, that kind of instant response to the situation. And I can say that both of you passed with flying colours and get a well-deserved additional round of applause. And thanks to Josh for his very accomplished vote of thanks. Although the rather quaint idea that parents ever get rid of their children rather took me by surprise. I've got 2 daughters. One's 29, she's getting married next week. I haven't got rid of her, let me tell you, at 29. So my colleagues and I, well, we came to university life in part for moments like these, when we celebrate the success of another group of young people who are about to go out and make the world a better place for all of us. And at the start of the ceremony, you heard some of the accolades NTU has received over the course of the last 12 months. And my promise to you is that we'll work as hard in the future to make sure you'll be as proud of us as we are proud of you today. And we hope that as you take the next steps in your careers, you'll become our greatest ambassadors. Remember that although you've now graduated, you remain a member of the NTU global family. You're now part of a worldwide community of 200,000 NTU students living and working around the world. And you, like them, can continue to enjoy our support in future years. In particular, at the moment, you might want to keep in touch with our employability team, who will carry on supporting you until you're in the career that you feel is appropriate for you. So do find out more, if you need to, by going to the NTU alumni website. In time, consider how you could help future generations of students, as some of our alumni have helped you with lectures, with placements, as Josh mentioned, careers advice, funding scholarships, or whatever. But that is for the future. Today, enjoy your success with your family, your friends, and your tutors. And in a moment, please join us for celebratory refreshments in our Newton building. However, before drawing the ceremony to a close, I want to recognise that none of the events of the past 2 weeks would have happened without the great help and efforts of a number of people. This is my last ceremony in this particular run of graduation, so I want to give a personal thank you to the following people. First of all, colleagues from the Academic Registry and Events team, in particular Sarah Mayfield and Jill Miles, who've been ever present to make sure these events ran smoothly, but also through many months of careful planning, particularly, of course, in using a new venue for the first time. My own Director Office team, particularly Alison Kitchen, our colleagues from catering, cleaning, security, facilities management, and estates. Our colleagues from IT, Confetti and Spool, who've ensured that our guests from around the world can join in the ceremony wherever they are. And of course, the over 100 volunteers from across the university who've been doing all sorts of roles, including stewarding, up to and throughout the graduation weeks. To each and every one of you, thank you for your tireless professional work and the great commitment you've shown to ensure the success of the 2018 summer graduation events, and thank you. Now, when the music starts, the temptation, the kind of natural human impulse, is to stand up. Now, if you want to, you can, but it's much better if you don't, because in a moment or two, all of your graduates are going to process past you and out of the building. So it formally says, guests, please remain seated for the processional music, and as the academic party and the graduates leave the hall. I declare this graduation ceremony closed.